Hi everyone, my name is Isabella and today I'm going to be talking to you about communication through text and images. We will give you some tips and some examples of good practices so you can apply them on your own in your Erasmus Plus projects. So first, we want to make people interested in what you're doing in your projects. And there are three most common ways to share content online, which are text, could be your blogs, articles, newsletters, emails, through images such as pictures and infographics, and then through videos. But today, we're going to be talking specifically about how to create content through text and how to create content through images. We do realize videos are important if you are interested in creating promotional videos or informational videos for your organization. We do provide you with a document with information and resources. We gather a couple of links on tips on how to create videos and the type of tools and softwares that you can use. So moving on how to create a text. The use of text is important if you want to provide updates about your program, if you want to share information about breaking news or current affairs related to your cause, if you want to promote calls to action to get people involved in your organization. So we have this guideline. It's called the AIDA model, and it can help you write an efficient text. And it consists of the first letter, A, attention. So first of all, you want to capture the attention of your audience, of your reader. And there are many different ways in which you can do this. Most of them require the use of your creativity. So it's up to you and your creativity. You could maybe play a little bit with the format of the text, or maybe have a catchy, funny title. But in the end, it's up to you, and the key element of this phase is creativity. So for example, if I wanted to make people interested in this MOOC about communication strategies, I wouldn't say, the title wouldn't be Seminar on Communication Strategies, which is plain. I could maybe have a tweet with a link to the MOOC and say, are you an efficient communicator? And make it about the reader and making them feel involved. The second phase is interest. So once you grab the attention of the reader, you want to make them interested in your text. So the way you do this is you add a brief introduction that summarizes what is it that you're going to talk about in the text, what's in it for the reader, and why they should keep reading. And it's always good to maybe use bullet points or separate the text and use subheadings, so it's easier to skim through the text before you actually have a chunk of a paragraph that you give the reader, your audience. And then for the other phase, once you grab the attention and kept the reader interested, now you want them to have a desire to participate in your cause and join you or help you in any way. So at this point, you want to show the audience why what you're doing is valuable for them. And it is very important that the tone of your statement, of your message, is about the reader and not about you. So for example, going back to the example of the MOOC, if I say, this MOOC will teach you dissemination strategies, I'm making it about myself and how I'm going to teach you. But instead I said, learn how to make your project and results visible, grab the attention of your community and be successful. I'm making it about you as a reader, and that ignites the desire to join and participate. And then finally, once you made all the first steps, all that is left is to provide people with information, call to action, on giving them exact instructions on how they can help you. So for example, if you want them to go to an event, tell them the location and date of the event and maybe give them a link to the website of the event. Or if you want them to sign up a petition, give them the petition. Or if you want them to call a number, give them the number, etc. And now we're going to talk about pictures, but before we start talking about what types of pictures you're going to take, it is very important that you realize that you have to ask for consent for all the participants before you use any of the pictures for promotional purposes. So it is very important that whenever you have an event, or even when your volunteers are signing up for your organization, that you include a photo release form. And we added an example here. It's just pretty basic. You just have to say, I agree that X organization will use my photographs for any purpose, including publicity, advertising, web content, etc. And then have them sign with their names, with the location and date. So now, visuals are very important to make information materials and reports more attractive. So to communicate your projects and results, there are 4 different types of pictures you can take. There's backstage pictures, pictures of every participant, of small working groups, of the whole group, pictures of the working environment, and then pictures of your materials. And we're gonna explain further each of these. So backstage pictures. You may recognize the picture in this slide. We sent it to you last week through an email. And backstage pictures serves to motivate and inspire your audience because it lets them know that you're working on your projects instead of leaving them to a side. And in a way, it updates your target audience about your activities and what you're doing. It can also serve to create a timeline of the different activities that you're doing and how your project has been evolving from beginning to end. And then you can share these pictures through blogs, social media, newsletters, or how we did it last week, which was through an email. The next type of picture is pictures of every participant, small groups, and the whole group. And this is very important because you want to show the human face of your organization. And showing pictures of who is doing the activities, it gives you personality and character. And it is very important for nonprofit organizations. If you want people to join you, they want to know how the vibe of the organization is. And talking about the vibe of the organization, pictures of the working environment. People want to know what you're doing behind the scenes, how hard your staff is working, and maybe it can further create commitment of other stakeholders. And then pictures of your materials, so you can keep track of what you have been discussing in different sessions, and then you can share with other people. Maybe you had an event and you share the pictures of the event with the people afterwards as a follow-up, and then they can share it with other stakeholders that may be interested in your cause. So if you're doing a training course, for example, it's also a way of showing results of every session in your final report. And yeah. And for pictures, we also have infographics, which are very popular on mobile and social media. They're good if you want to show in a simple way complex data and statistics about the results of your projects and update people about how you're impacting the world. And it's also good to call attention to a problem that you want to solve, etc. And the different tools you can use to create infographics and posts are here. Canva, and you have the link to all of them. Canva, PictoShart, and Flaticon. You can go into the different websites and start creating your infographics for your organization, for your projects and your results. So remember, just be creative and use all these different alternative ways to share information about what you're doing.